Entertainment is not just having talent to sing, dance, and making people laugh. It is a business. And the aim of every business is to make profits. You're welcome to another exciting, in-depth conversation episode of Let's Talk Showing on No Limit TV. Owinichi Chinerum is my name. Today's episode, we have a very critical topic, which is the business structure of the entertainment industry. Go nowhere, we'll be right back.
So we recently checked out Club Euphoria, a good and chill spot to hang out, eat, and vibe. They have a sports bar, executive VIP lounge, a night club, lodging accommodation, shawarma and grill spots. This one is all in one, and they are located at 33B Rumola to Stadium Link Road, Port Harcourt. They are also known for selling really nice and affordable meals here in Port Harcourt. So if you're looking for where to relax, chill and unwind, Club Euphoria got you covered. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family. Enjoy!
You're still watching Let's Talk Showing on No Limit TV. Owinichi Chinerum is my name. And we are shooting from the executive lounge of Club Euphoria. So in case you've been hearing of Club Euphoria and you do not know how to locate here, they are located at number 33 Rumola Stadium Link Road, Port Harcourt, of course. You need to check them out because you get why. I'm looking gorgeous as always. My makeup was done by Adorably Zini. You can check her out on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. She's good in what she does. At least look at me. So back to today's business. We are talking about the business structure of entertainment. And the person to talk about this is the right person for this discussion. She's a woman of many parts. Let me start with that. She, keep it very fresh because this person, she is the founder of King of Boys Music, the convener of Native Carnival. Then she added another feather to her heart. She's among the top 10 students of over 300 and something students of the MBA, the Music Business Academy of Africa. If you're a Port Harcourt person and you do not know what I'm talking about by this time, you're not a Port Harcourt person. The only female Lord of Port Harcourt, Lord Jenny. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you so much.
glad that you're here.
Thank
and this coincidence is a good one.
Very nice.
So I want to start with your been making it to top 10 of MBA. How is that feeling?
It was 9 months of so much work and dedication. And then there was a step before the top 10. We had top 40 before the top 10. So the top 10 is, there's nothing to express how much joy that gives being part of the top 10 because it comes with a lot of privileges.
And you're enjoying that.
Of course.
Of
course.
So we've heard about a lot of things that entails in the industry, entertainment industry, the business structure, because people want to make money. It's not just entertainment is like the new oil money in Africa, not just Nigeria. So for someone that doesn't know about this business aspects, people just see, okay, this artist just comes sings, not knowing that there are a lot of work that goes into these talents. Can you talk us through the processes in the business part of entertainment?
Okay, so permit me, I'd like to narrow it down to the music business because I'm a music business executive, right?
Sure.
So the first thing I like to tell people is for artists, right? It's best to know why you want to do music. And so it's either you're doing music for finance, for the money, or as a hobby.
So which one will be better? Which one will you advise an artist to go? Which one should be your source of inspiration?
Okay, I choose not to advise people on what to do when it has to making choices. because the moment you decide, that's where I come in. I'll now tell you, okay, if you decide to do music as a hobby, this is what I'll tell you. But if you decide to do music for money, then this is what I'd say. But with your question you asked earlier, you're asking about the financial part of the music business. So that's what I'm going to talk about, yeah? So firstly, when you say structure in the music business, which is like the major thing that people need to do first when diving into the music business, right? Structure is simply legal registration. It is important that every artist gets to know that they are a company.
Not just an individual.
No. If you decide to do music for the music business, you are a company. The artists themselves are a company, right? So that's where structure comes in. Before you talk about structure as an artist, you need to understand that you're a company. So you cannot be a company without registration. So in Nigeria, we have the CAC. You can register as an artist. You can register your business as an artist. That's when people start to take you seriously. You get? So also, they need to also understand that there are different types of business registrations. The artist registration I'm talking about is not different from the regular business registrations that we know. I'm talking limited liability companies or business names.
Is it the same procedures they take?
It is the same procedures, just that there are documents that are different, right? So if I'm registering as an artist, people need to also understand the different types of business registrations and then what these things entail. So for instance, you have, I'm a single artist, an upcoming artist, right? And I need to register a business. There's no reason why, as a startup, I'll be going directly to a limited liability company without funding. So whilst we are talking registration, we also need to consider funding. If you have funds, you now know what companies to register. You're either registering as a limited liability company or sole proprietorship or partnership. You get? So before you register, you also need to think of the money you have to register. Do you understand? So structure, the first thing first is registering your business, registering as an artist. So the artist is the company. Do you understand?
Yeah. So it all boils down to financing. You need to get money first. Are you hearing me? Get money first before you enter music, because you're not just saying, people, they'll stream your music and you have money automatically. You have money on ground first for you people to take it serious. So after the registration aspect, that's like the basic of the structure. What's the next?
Okay, so after registration, you now need to know a few things. So how do you plan to make money, right?
Yeah.
You have registered. It means you, in your mind, you now have a structure. But saying it is not enough or writing it is not enough, right? That's when you have staff, people to employ. When I say people to employ, some people might get confused. It's not the regular staff that people know. If you have a manager as an artist, that is a staff. The manager is a staff for your company. Yes. Now, remember what I said earlier. I said the artist is the company. So once you have a manager, you automatically have like a CEO that's running the company. Okay. The manager running the artist. Do you understand? So now, registering a company, you now need to think of the number of staff that you need. So I'm a startup, for instance, and I have just registered my company as a sole proprietorship. That's just me owning the company. And then I now have a manager. So the first thing is, I don't have enough funds, but I have this guy that can be my manager. He needs to learn what it means to be a talent manager, right? There's no reason why I'll be thinking of having 5 managers as a startup. Do you understand what I mean?
Can an artist have 5 managers?
Yes, they can, but everything is growth. Do you understand? You grow to a certain stage where you now have the business development manager, you have the road manager, you have other managers. So yeah, people can have 5 managers, but as a startup, there's no reason to do that, right? So you know what you need at every time of your
growth process.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd usually advise people for a startup, always have an admin, which is your manager, one manager. You can also have someone for operations. The manager can double between the admin processes and then operations. Then you can also have a lawyer. It's very important because you need to have a lawyer first. The reason why you need a lawyer is if you need to get a manager, remember that you need a contract. So the reason why you have a manager is to go through a contract for a manager or whatever deal that comes your way. So it's very important that as a startup, after registering your company, note that everything you do afterwards, you need a contract for everything.
Talking about contract, let's be very realistic here.
Yeah.
Some artists, their managers are their relatives and friends. And they no contract. They'll be like, oh boy, just come, just talk to people, let me go on shows, all those things that a manager should do. And this lawyer aspect, let's be very realistic. Nigerian artists don't do it.
No, that's a wrong thing to say.
Like these up and coming artists, some of them do not have lawyers. Some of them do not have lawyers.
Okay.
But their managers are really their friends, people that they go way back and they just like come and do this thing for us. So what are you going to say for these up and coming artists that they don't have these people? They may not even have the finances to get these people, but their passion is music. You said earlier that either you go for the money or you go in as a hobby. And these people, they are going for someone like going, this is my hobby, this is what I love and I love doing it. Let me do it to get money from it. So
I'd like to change what you said earlier. That's a wrong thing to say. What I said that is, you need to understand that whatever space you're in, it's not everything that happens there, right? So when you say a lot of Nigerian artists do not have these,
no, up on those.
So the problem is people need to learn. They need to understand how these things work. So when you say you want to get serious with music business, you cannot just have your guy as your manager. People would not take you serious.
So yeah,
you can understand something. You can have your guy as your manager, but you get serious. The only way to get serious is having a contract. It is very simple. The moment you're an artist and you want to get serious, and you pick someone as your manager, sorry to use the word pick, yeah? You get a manager and there's no contract. You guys are just working. The person is, when they say there's something that foils the ginger, there's something that makes you do stuff. So what happens when we get an event? We get there, we get paid. I'll now decide to give you whatever. I tell you, guy, I just got 300,000. I'm giving you 10K. Tomorrow.
It's just going to happen because there is no contract.
Exactly. There's nothing binding
what
that
about
union.
They agree that say, okay, whatever comes our way, 20% is for your manager.
So that's where people also have problems. Any agreement that's a verbal agreement is not an agreement. People think that it is very expensive to get a lawyer. That's why they do not engage in all of these things.
This is the thing. Up and coming artists will be like, let's just do it first. Maybe when I get to a certain growth process, then your lawyer may come in. Make me and my guy just do that kind of thing.
So that's why we're here, right? You're trying to sensitize. You're trying to let people know what they can do and what they should do. So a lot of young artists that you see that do not have all these things, some of them do not even know. So when you say a lawyer, people will think, this one will ask me for so much money. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? But the moment they learn, they understand, they know how these things work, it will be easy to get people to work with. You get what I mean?
Yeah. So after the manager, you mentioned the manager and the operations.
That's if you're a startup, right?
Yeah.
So as you grow, you now know that you need to expand your business. It's normal for every business. You could have a business now and you start up in a room. By the time you experience growth, your staff size increases. So that's when you now have artists that now grow to a certain level, they have other managers. You have a road manager, you have a business manager, you have an A&R, because you can have a manager that doesn't know so much about your music. That's where you have an A&R that comes in to do the building for the artist development. Do you understand?
So this A&R, what's his major role?
Artist development. They scout for artists. There are people that scout for artists. You see all those guys that are in the studio with artists, they listen to the sound, the kind of music that an artist does, and then helps them, tell them, no, I think you should add this to your music, or this doesn't work, this works. Those people that listen to songs before they come out, those people are A&Rs.
Okay, so we'll be going on a quick break, and when we come back, we have a lot to hear from Lord Journey. Welcome back. You're still watching Let's Talk on No Limit TV, and I am with Lord Journey. We have said a lot. The topic is the business structure of the entertainment industry. And before we went on a break, she talked about different staff that you should have in your company. As an artist, you're a company, and you have to have staff. As a startup, you have at least few people you should start with for safety reasons, especially your lawyer. So before we went on a break, you made mention of an A&R, his major role and things like that. Let's be very realistic. Are these things happening in Port Harcourt? You are in the music space. Are these things happening in Port Harcourt? Do we have A&R in Port Harcourt? Do we have artists that have this staff for a startup? At least the two major people you talked about, the lawyer and the manager, who can double as other things as well. Yes, I feel managers are overworked. You give them many caps. At the stage, you can double as your operations manager. You can still double as your road manager. You can double as an AR as well.
Of course.
We have to be realistic. So, are these things applicable in the city that we are in? Are there people that are applying this, at least for up and coming artists?
Okay, well, I know a few A&Rs here in the city of Port Harcourt. They're doing well. But the issue we have is there are lots of eyes in the city of Port Harcourt. So you have people from Lagos and every other city that does well in the music business look out for talents in Port Harcourt.
Port Harcourt is like...
I don't know how well to explain exactly. Do you get?
People are just all eyes.
Yes. So they now make you feel you're not valued enough in Port Harcourt. So you know how there's a hawk, sees a talent, and has to let that talent know that they're not valued enough and takes them out. Some people do not need anybody to do that. They just feel they're not getting enough. They've heard so many stories about Lagos, and they think they should just leave. But there are lots of people that still do well in the music business in Port Harcourt. Not so many, right? And the reason why is, I'm sorry to say this, but I think we're not learning enough, right? We have a few labels in Port Harcourt, for instance, and I've seen social media and how some people drag some labels in Port Harcourt and tell them, you're not doing enough, you're not doing this.
They're artists.
What?
Yeah.
No, not their artists. Other people that are outside the labels, right? The reason why people do that is because they lack understanding. They lack knowledge. Do you understand? They do not know a thing, neither do they understand a thing, but they speak. For instance, I'll tell you, so a lot of young artists think once they start to do music, the first thing they're looking at is get a record label to sign them.
And it's a wrong narrative.
It's not wrong. But the first thing is, do you understand how a record label works? You need to understand how a label works before you be part of the label. Else, what you find out is, at the end, they go back to say, I was part of this label. They didn't do anything for me.
But you know that, how do you understand how a label works if you're not part of it? You have to be part of, somehow part of the system to understand it.
No, you do not have to be part of a label to understand.
You just need to know the basic of the general label.
So there are places where you go to learn. For instance, the Music Business Academy for Africa. You need to learn how these things work. I would say something very important, and it's very important for every young artist to know this. You want to be part of a label. Note that a label is not a charity organization. For every amount of money that the label puts into you as an artist, they want to get that money back and also make profit.
We are coming to this money part. It's very important.
Okay. So they want to make profits. They also want their money back. So, for instance, I'm a label, and you're my artist. So I put in 100 million, right? And after investing 100 million in the space of 2 months, because of the amount of money, your face is there. And we have a show. The first event says 50 million naira. Note that I may have signed a contract that states the label has to recoup their money first before I start earning. So guess what? We're paid 50 million naira. And me, that I'm the artist, I hear 50 million naira. And the next thing I'm expecting, we signed 70-30. I'm already calculating 30% from that money that came in. Forgetting that there was somewhere in the contract that states the label has to recoup their money first. That is, they have to get 100 million naira first.
So even as an artist, what I'm trying to say, that even as an artist that maybe gets signed to a label, you need to get a lawyer for yourself.
It is very important. You have a lawyer before you even sign with anybody. The reason is you might not understand the terms when it has to do with contracts. But there are entertainment lawyers that teach you how these things work. So they get a contract and they are trained to understand that contract. So if you just pick a contract and out of excitement you sign, you get into trouble. And in the end, you start insulting the label. These guys did not do, they ripped me. That's a new word. Yeah. They ripped me. But the contract stated clearly what you're going to get and what you're not going to get. So you also, another place people make mistake is, a label comes and they offer you, they tell you, we're going to sign you and we're going to give you 10 million naira for a start. That is your money. 10 million naira to you. Now the artist is so excited. And they tell their friends, this label signed me, and they started with 10 million. Guess what? That 10 million is money you owe the label.
That means you have to bring back the money back.
It is money you will work your ass out for them. So the 10 million naira they are giving you first, you think is money to enjoy. But what you have just done is take a huge debt on yourself. And the next thing you tell them, sir, you know now, as your artist, I need to stay in 3-bedroom in GRA. That money that they will pay is money you owe the label. So by the time money starts coming, this is money that the label has to take first because they not be your papa. Do you understand?
It all boils down to
good.
business.
So a lot of people do not understand how these things work. They're so desperate. They want to be part of a label. But do you understand how the label gets revenue? It's not about the money that the label invests. It's understanding that they need to recoup this money first before you start making money. So don't get deceived when you hear a lot of people that are not even signed. Some artists that are signed explain things to these other ones, or those that did not understand their contracts and signed contracts and had a fallout, leave and give wrong information to the people that are unsigned, the artists that are unsigned. Do you understand? So these ones do not even have the opportunities to learn from professionals. All they do is get this information and just give record labels a bad name.
So being realistic now, what you're trying to say is everybody should understand this business before entering into it, to provide yourself, to equip yourself more for what is coming your way.
Very important.
Okay. So how do we make money? Everything boils down to money. Even before you enter the business, as you said earlier, you need to make money. How do you make money as, let me go straight, as a Port Harcourt artist, and you're based here, you don't have a label, you are an independent artist. How do you make money?
Okay, so I'll just give you maybe 3 options.
Okay.
The first is simple. Family and friends, that's the first thing. You know, there are artists that have the support of their family. So their parents could give them some bulk money to start up something, right?
So people that are less privileged.
No, I'm going there. That's the first one. But for people that do not have the support from family and friends, please work. I know some people might think it's going to be very hectic working, right? But you need to work to earn if you don't have someone to hand out cash to you. So even if you do not like the job, remember that you like music. So you work, earn, and invest in your career as a music artist. The third thing is looking for investors. But that's somewhat difficult. The reason is you would not walk up to me and ask me to invest in you as an artist. Let's say you're asking for maybe 100 to 150 million. That's what you need to do well for a bit, right? So if you're asking that I invest, I need to see something. Every investor would first ask or look out for how they're going to recoup their money. So that's why I said that's like the most...
It seems like that record label thing.
No, not exactly. Not exactly. There are differences. Do you understand? So investors, you're looking for people, you're taking your business. Remember, when I mean business, I mean the artist. You're taking your business to someone to invest. The first thing first is the structure. Because the person has to see a structure to be convinced that this thing works. So simple, I go back to it. Family and friends, investment, and then working.
So we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be wrapping things up.
Thank you.
So we recently checked out Club Euphoria, a good and chill spot to hang out, eat, and vibe. They have a sports bar, executive VIP lounge, a night club, lodging accommodation, shawarma and grill spots. This one is all in one, and they are located at 33B Rumola to Stadium Link Road, Port Harcourt. They are also known for selling really nice and affordable meals here in Port Harcourt. So if you're looking for where to relax, chill and unwind, Club Euphoria got you covered. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family. Enjoy!
You're still watching Let's Talk on No Limit TV, and I am in your journey. We've said a lot. We can't recap. Just watch the full video. So, what are your parting words for every... Let me be very realistic. What are your parting words to an up-and-coming artist in Port Harcourt that really wants to do this business, but a lot of hindrances and Nigeria is happening to that person?
The first thing, please learn. That's like the most important thing. Get knowledge. If you're able to get knowledge, you'd now know that there are too many ways you can make money from your music. You learn. There's so much to say about that, but a few. You can sell your music. There's something called publishing that, trust me, I'm sorry, my city, but it doesn't work here. And not that it cannot work, but a lot of people don't know much about it, right? So you can make money from publishing. Publishing is extra money that you get paid for writing your song. Do you understand? So people record songs, right? And put it out on DSPs, digital stores, right? But they expect to get money from streams. But that's not all the money you can make as an artist. That's one of the stream income, right?
That is the one that is popular, streaming songs.
And that's what people know. But aside that, you have live music, which is events and touring. That's why you hear people, artists, I'm on tour to this city, because that's how they make money. Selling tickets, selling their merch, right? That's also one way to make money. Live events, online stores, and then publishing. But that's a whole lot of conversation. But it's not just making music. You can make a lot of money. Music is like blood money. Do you understand? Yeah, of course.
So do well to follow us on our socials. No Limit TV _Nigeria on Instagram. No Limit TV on Facebook. No Limit TV on YouTube. Subscribe. We have a lot of entertaining content for you to subscribe and watch and learn as well as today's episode. And send us gifts on Facebook. Send us gifts on Facebook. Comment. Let's talk. Okay, if you have an opinion, you have something to add to what Jenny has said, you have something you want us to talk about, let us know in the comment section. And we are open for advertisements and sponsorship for Let's Talk. So send us a DM and we will talk further about that. Until next time, I am Obinuchi Chinerum and this is goodbye for me.